Okay, let's make a test in Blackboard. Like you probably know already, when we're teaching online, I like all of my assessments and assignments to be through Blackboard because it's the easiest way for me to grade them. So a test is a test format, but really it doesn't have to be a test. It can be a worksheet. It's just how you kind of sell it and market it to the kids. So let's go ahead and create a new test. And all I did here is I clicked assessments, test, and I'm going to create a new test, okay? This one is a test example. I could describe it right here. And I could add some instructions here. Okay, so once you create your test, it just brings you to a blank test canvas where you start to make questions. So we could make a true-false question and say just question 1. And do you know how to use Blackboard? Okay, and then when we scroll down, here's the text of our question. And our options, we can decide if our answers will be vertical or horizontal. We can mark this true or false as the correct answer. And you can decide whether or not you want to give feedback to the student depending on their answer. So if you want to tell them something when they get it correct or something when they get it incorrect, you would write that here in these boxes. And then you just go ahead and submit. So that will show you your true or false question. And then you can create another one. I really like using the matching, multiple choice, multiple answer, short answer, true and false, those sorts of questions. But really all of these questions, are great options depending on your subject. Now I'm going to pick short answer as the second one. And we'll call this question 2 and say, why do you like, being very positive here, online learning? So why do we like online learning is our question. And I'm going to give the students only a few lines because it's short answer to type their response. Now, this will give you a place to add keywords because you can attempt to have Blackboard grade short answers for you and actually read the answers. But I find that it is really hard for it to do that. So we just go ahead and submit. And now we have a 2-question test. All right. So once we're done with the test, we say okay at the bottom. And we're creating the test, so we pick that example we just made, click submit, and now our test is pretty much available. It's asking us to check some test information and confirm. Okay. I almost always open the test in a new window so it doesn't get rid of, Blackboard or replace that Blackboard window. I'm going to go ahead and say that this test is available for students. Normally I would put an announcement. I'm not today, just in case there's some random student enrollments in this class. You can decide with this test, are you giving them multiple attempts? If it's not a test and it's really just a worksheet, then I would allow, maybe 2 or 3 attempts. If it's a test, you may want to only give them one option to complete it. If you give them multiple attempts, you need to decide which one you are going to grade. You can decide whether you force students to complete it. So once students open the test, do they have to finish it or can they save it and return at a later time? You can set a timer. If you have an expectation that students complete this work in 60 minutes, you could turn on a timer, and at the end of 60 minutes, it either submits the test for them or it indicates to you that they took more than the allotted time. You decide when it's displayed, and then you're pretty much ready. Usually everyone in my class is assigned the test. And then of course, with all assignments, you want to put a due date so that it automatically populates your calendar. And I usually let kids take the test even if the due date has passed, because I don't want to shut those kids out from earning late credit. For the self-assessment, this is going to show up in their grade center. And once it's in the grade center, you can decide how it shows them the grade. So the default option is that as soon as they submit the test, then they can see the points that they earned. You could also show them answers correct or submitted. I usually just show the points, so that way they'll know if they got it right. But if they got it wrong, it's not showing them, the answers. So they could go back in and redo it if they need to. And I usually present the test all at once. And every once in a while, I'll randomize questions. So once you check all those options, you submit, and now your test is available to students. So here's our test example. When students click on it, they click on the name of the test, and it will show them the directions, and it will show them that they are allowed to do it multiple times and when it's due. And it shows them this before they actually start it. So if they see that, it forces completion after an hour and they only have 25 minutes, available right now, they might not choose to start the test till they have that full hour available to them. So once they're ready, they hit begin. And then it'll look like this. They'll see their questions. They can select their answer. The computer automatically saves it for them. And they can type their responses in the box and just work their way through the test. When they're all done, they can save and submit, or if you gave them the option, they could save and return. So once they save and submit it, Blackboard confirms that they want to submit the test, and they'll tell them how they did. So this is just a few statistics from the student-facing side, tells them how long it took, and if they want to see the results, they need to click OK. OK is way down here in the corner. The student would click OK, and they could see I got 10 out of 10 points on question 1, and question 2 still needs grading because it's a written answer. So my teacher still has to look at it and grade it. And when you, the teacher, are ready to grade them, then you just go into your grade center that needs grading and go ahead and read those answers and assign those grades. So I hope this was a helpful video in creating a test on Blackboard.